Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Nigerian Army burst Boko Haram female wing, arrest 3 suspects in Adamawa State. Chaos as BRT bus kills a soldier. Angry colleagues pounce on the other buses, burning over 5. Former CBN governor withdraws suit against the federal government. And thousands of family members and sympathizers throng the funeral of a murdered Palestinian teenager in East Jerusalem. Now, all our top stories can be found on our website, ChannelsTV.com, and on YouTube.com/ChannelsWeb. Visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. You can also interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS, and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. Well, there's nothing as worrisome as not having your voice heard over pertinent social issues. Thus, the Channels Eyewitness platform is geared at solving by allowing you, our viewer, air your concerns to those who can act. Our correspondent, Oluwa Shonibare, shows us some of the pictures from our eyewitness reporters and their stories.
Today's Eyewitness Report begins in Lagos State of a drainage system in Apapa sent in by Benga. We leave the state with this image by Constantine of a traffic warden who appears to be taking on an added responsibility of clearing rubble for traffic flow at Joel Ogunaike in GRA Ikeja. Still in the southwest region, Solomon shares this of a flooded Olabisi on Obanjo Way in Abeokuta, Ogun State, where vehicles are doing more swimming than driving. Up north, Dunia sends this from Kaduna of passengers traveling in style, albeit dangerously. Close by is Kubwa, in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, where Charles sends this image of the aftermath of a storm with the mast that collapsed on the building. To the east now for our focus story. This picture, sent by Okim Abioyama from Oguta local government area in Imo State, where the residents of the Zombe community are at loggerheads with an oil-producing company, Adax Oil, over non-performance, despite its presence for 40 years. A largely farming community, the Zombe also prides itself as one of the largest oil-producing communities in Imo State. But a follow-up by Channels Television reveals the people angry over what they describe as gross neglect.
For these 40 years, it was observed Izombe they have no light, no water, no functional hospital, and basically no MOU, Memorandum of Agreement, with the people.
There's no synergy on how youths who comes out from the community, who are graduates or who need to do skill works. These oil companies have not tried to come up with modalities where things can be fashioned out so that we know that, yes, it's an oil producing place.
It's not like we are asking them to pack their things and go, but what we want them to do is to come on a round table. Let's have a memorandum of understanding on how they can reduce the environmental negative impact that the exploration of oil in this community is having on us.
For any relationship to be successful, there must be a mutual agreement to respect one another. And from your contribution to the Channels Eyewitness platform, Channels Television will ensure that pact is kept to the letter. Oluwa Shonibare, Channels Television News.
Well, the federal government says the nationwide doctors' strike may be called off next week, Monday. This follows a meeting between the leadership of the Nigerian Medical Association and representatives of government on Thursday, July the 3rd. The Minister of Health, Professor Onyebuchi Chukwu, disclosed that a memorandum of understanding was signed at the end of the 10-hour meeting between the two parties.
The federal government is not unaware of the suffering and hardship that the strike action has imposed on the generality of Nigerians, but wish to reassure all Nigerians that not only does the government disapprove of this particular strike, which is totally unnecessary, but has made every effort to negotiate with the NMA and ensure the immediate resumption of services in government hospitals. Government has also, within its limits, provided within its hospitals mechanisms and opportunities to enable those that require urgent care to be taken care of. While the action of the NMA is regrettable, government is doing everything possible to mitigate the effects of this strike on Nigerians.
Former Governor of Central Bank, Malam Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, has formally withdrawn his lawsuit challenging his removal as the governor of the Apex Bank. His lawyer Abu Bakr Mahmoud told the National Industrial Court that Mr. Sanusi, who is now the Emir of Kano, wishes to withdraw his case against President Goodluck Jonathan and two other defendants in the suit. The defendants did not oppose the request, and the president of the court, Justice Babatunde Adejumo, struck out the suit.
Hearing was expected to continue in the suit filed by former Governor of Central Bank, Malam Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, to challenge his removal as governor of the Central Bank. However, Malam Sanusi, who is now the Emir of Kano, requested that the suit be discontinued. The case was struck out since it was not opposed by the defendants in the suit.
Malam Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, the plaintiff in the case, has withdrawn his matter by way of a notice of discontinuance, which was filed on the 1st of this month. I told the court that we have no objection. We had no objection to that notice of discontinuance.
It was the definite instruction of the client that all actions in which he has been the plaintiff should be discontinued. So pursuant to that instruction, we have filed a notice of discontinuance, and the matter has been discontinued.
The federal government, on its part, asked that the court hear its motion challenging the ruling of the Federal High Court, which declined jurisdiction in the suit, but went ahead to transfer the case to the National Industrial Court. Lawyer to the federal government, however, said that he will toe the line of Malam Sanusi if he withdraws his other suits pending in both the Federal High Court and the Appeal Court.
It is the withdrawal of those two remaining cases filed by them, not just the one of today, that will enable me give robust advice to my clients as to the necessity of also withdrawing our own case.
Any appeal that is initiated by the clients, our clients, will be discontinued. Appeals that have been initiated by the government, we will wait for them to take steps. But if they decide to go on, of course, we will have to respond to those appeals.
Having listened to the parties, Justice Adejumo adjourned the case to the 7th of November 2014 to hear the motion filed by the government and urged the parties to explore an out-of-court settlement. Amaka Ukafo, Channels Television News.
Well, the 6th edition of the Nigerian Brewery's Golden Pen Awards for Journalists has held in Lagos, with Seun Akioye of the nation's newspaper emerging as Golden Pen Best Reporter of the year 2013. His story on the young people of the Dustbin Estate, Ajegunle, captioned, "Even the rich envy us the way we live," earned him the award. Other winners for the night included Rahim Akingbolu of This Day newspaper, as well as Sulaiman Hussain of New Telegraph, who won the photojournalist category.
It's an evening of entertainment and appreciation for a job well done. Management team of Nigerian breweries, members of the jury of Golden Pen Awards, nominees as well as their friends are all gathered for the occasion.
And the winner is...
The high point of the ceremony begins with the presentation of awards to various recipients. The awards get a positive review.
We have a wonderful evening, and I was very pleased to hear that the jury said it is not only the quantity that has improved, but especially the quality. And I think we have this year's great winner, so this is looking very good.
6 years ago, the standards were so poor, but today it's a lot better. So in terms of rating it, I think it's very good. I don't think there's anything quite like it now in this country.
The winners are quite ecstatic.
I am very, very happy. Like the Yoruba people will say, that if you ride the horse in me, inside of me, it won't stumble. So that is exactly how I feel.
I felt great. That moment was a time that I feel great to be a journalist. You understand? And more so because many people apply for this, many entries, and I was singled out. I felt so great.
Here is a message to all writers.
You don't have to write about us. Write the good thing. Be ethical. Follow the ethics of the profession, and you're going to win a prize. So that's our message for you. Next year is going to be bigger, and we expect that more people will enter for the award and win big prizes.
This year's awards is an assessment of reports published on education and youth empowerment, as well as on Nigerian breweries and brands in 2013.
When the News at 10 returns, job seekers and employers in Nigeria now have a more friendly meeting point online for recruitment exercise. That's in business news. Join us again.